Hey folks, welcome to Real Talk Fishing Podcast, where there are no limits. I'll be your host, Brian Bashore, professional walleye angler and guide out of South Dakota. This podcast is a focus on the walleye side of things. We're going to cover other species and other people on the show, but not a lot of love in the walleye world so much. There's not a whole lot of podcasts and video stuff out there, except for just our standard tournament interviews and whatever. So we want to share a little bit more about the walleye guys that are out there. The pros on tour. We want to talk to them. We want to get their backgrounds, know their stories, what makes them who they are, what got them to dive into this world of walleye fishing. And then hopefully along the way, they're going to, share some of their tips and tricks with us, make all of us better anglers, help us within the industry, talk about the pro staff and kind of how this works for some up and comers. We're going to focus on getting the pros on here, as well as some biologists, as well as some just industry professionals that can help many of us along the way in our journey, whether we're aspiring to be a pro or just, a weekend, like kind of a tournament angler just in general for fun, or just some general fishing knowledge to get us out there and to make us all a little bit better anglers. I'm going to cover the hottest bites going on around the Midwest, the hottest trends. We'll talk to some of these people in tourism on some of these fisheries. We're kicking this off dead of winter, so it's going to be heavy on ice here. But we're going to also we got the upcoming NWT season, so we're going to talk about the trail and what it looks like going forward and some highs and lows from last year. So everything and anything you want to know about fishing, especially in the walleye world, we're going to cover right here on this podcast. This is just a quick little intro on the podcast and what it is. Real talk, pun intended, with no limits. Means there's nothing off the table here. We're going to ask some of the hard questions and get down and dirty with it and give these guys an opportunity to kind of express their side of things and their opinion. And that is all that is opinions. So, stay tuned. We hope you enjoy this. Subscribe down below and follow along. Subscribers are going to get notified when these drop first and foremost. You can sign up for the Walleye Guy newsletter. It's called the Walleye Guy Informer. Head over to walleyeguys.com, sign up for that. We'll put that in there. We're going to be on all the platforms, the YouTube, the Facebook. Find us at Broad Doors on Instagram. And then we'll get this loaded up on the standard and audio version on the podcast channels over on Apple and the few others that are out there. So stay tuned for some cool stuff brought to you by the Walleye Guys, the Real Talk Fishing Podcast.